Welcome back to Showbiz Insider. So we've seen the fashion on the field at Dubai World Cup, but what goes into creating that massive entertainment extravaganza? From J-Lo to fireworks to cutting-edge filmmaking and projection. Well, we went behind the scenes to get an insider's guide from the Bigfoot team. So Dave, great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Now let's talk about Dubai World Cup, because of course it is the world's richest horse race, but it's not just about that. It really is an entertainment spectacle. What's going on this year? Talk me through the theme, the vision for the event.
Well, spectacle is exactly the right way of looking at it. We are creating, I believe, one of the biggest screen spectacles ever done before. You may be able to see a screen behind me. Maybe there'll be more than one of those. Can't say exactly what's going to be there. But it's going to be very, very special. It's going to be very true to the history of Dubai. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to be pictures. It's going to be music. It's going to be dancers. It is going to have lights. It's going to have fireworks. It's going to have everything you could possibly imagine in a really, really big entertainment extravaganza.
It's literally going to be an extravaganza. Now let's talk about the film, because I know you guys have been in Dubai and you've been filming and you've been incorporating some of the historic elements of the UAE. Let's go through that.
Correct. Well, we came out a month ago. We had a very strict remit from Meydan that they wanted something very true to Dubai legacy, very true to history, and they wanted it very real. So we had a team here which would find a real pearl diver. We couldn't use actors. We wanted real horses, highly trained horses. We wanted real falcons. So it took a while. We had to find the only real pearl diver we could find, a very, very special gentleman known as Major Ali, who runs a conservation area here in Dubai.
So where did you find him?
I had a team hunt him down. It was very difficult and it took 2 weeks. And we finally found him with a hand-drawn map as to where his ecocenter is.
Was he under the sea?
He went under the sea on camera for me. He did, and it was absolutely amazing. Definitely one of the most exciting shoots I've done. If you could imagine horses, desert, water, air, helicopters, the most expensive camera equipment available. We had enough equipment to shoot 2 or 3 feature films, and the quality is going to be on that screen.
So let's talk about the technical aspect, about the screen itself, because I know, what is this, something like the biggest screen in the world?
Well, this screen behind me now is, I believe, either the 6th or the 7th biggest screen anyway. Now we're going to multiply that, so you can imagine it's going to get even bigger. And Sledge, the events company that are putting these screens up, have managed to set up a system which achieves 1 million lumens of light, which, for the less technical people out there, that's a lot of light. And it is going to be amazing.
That's huge. So let's just talk a little bit about some of the other features. Of course, we've got Jennifer Lopez.
Yes, J-Lo's hitting town this weekend. That's going to be very exciting. I've never worked with her before, but I am planning to do some work with her this weekend. There's a big TV entertainment show for Meydan being made here by All the World's Live, who have brought Jennifer into town. And that is going to be something really special. I'm very excited to meet her. She's one of the biggest superstars on the planet, and she's hitting town in just a few hours. Amazing. Any other international artists that we should know about? There are some, but I don't think I'm allowed to mention them at this point. I don't have all the details. I only have Jennifer.
Okay, I only have Jennifer too. What about, have we got aerial artists? Have we got fireworks? What's going on in terms of the ground team?
It is a very, very important thing to remember that, as well as looking at my lovely screens, which I hope you all do, there will be moments when you need to look up, there are moments when you need to look beyond, and there are going to be moments when you need to look just in front of you. There are hundreds of people going to be in front of you, entertaining you on the day. There is going to be light arcing into the sky, and there is a bunch of men jumping out of a helicopter a few miles away who are going to join the party at some point. And I can't say when, but just keep your eyes.
They just parachuting down, joining in the fun.
There's some parachutes and there's some jet suits, wingsuits.
Why would you ever want to look at the horses when you've got all this going on?
It's going to be very difficult, but don't you worry, we've timed it perfectly so that the horses get just as much attention as everything else.
Well, I'm glad His Highness would be happy with that.
I think he's going to love it. I hope he's going to love it.
So obviously, Dubai World Cup is such a huge event, and every year it gets bigger and better. What are you doing? I'm going to put pressure on you now. What are you doing this year to make it even more of an extravaganza?
Well, there's a lot to do with the music as well this time. We have a very famous gentleman called Jazz Coleman, who is in a band called The Killing Joke many years ago. And he's reorchestrated some very classic rock tracks by Led Zeppelin, The Doors, Nirvana. And we're using that as this incredible classical music soundscape that is going to run throughout this. So the music's going to be music you may not have, it's music you may have heard, but not like this. So that's been months of work for him, creating all of this stuff for us. And that was another part of the guys that are bringing JLo, All the World's Live, have brought them in as well. And then myself and Sledge Events and the Bigfoot Project have got the screens, the aerial, and then there's a local company called Prism who are doing fireworks and hundreds of dancers. So I'm not sure if you could get any more people or any much more excitement into this thing this weekend. I mean, it's just, there's not enough room here.
There's just not enough room. But in terms of, I mean, it's a massive, massive thing to put all this together. What is the biggest challenge for you guys?
So in terms of a challenge, it's the challenge to us just to make it as good as they want it to be.
It's Bigfoot versus the world.
It could be looked at like that. All of us together making something really amazing.
Thank you so much, Dave. We can't wait for the event. It's going to be wonderful.
My pleasure. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know.
So those were the big stories in society, fashion and music. And that brings us to the end of this edition of Showbiz Insider. Hope you love the show, guys. Make sure you join us same time next month for more UAE entertainment and local legends. See you then.